All right, y'all. So we just woke up this morning and we are headed to Import Face-Off here in Las Vegas. I got little Kai with me. So we're gonna go look at some cars, some drag races, so on and so forth. All right, so we're pulling up now. You ready to go see some cars, Alakai?
Yeah.
He said he's ready. Let's do it. All right, we finally made it in. So really weird. I don't know why they moved me over here. It might be the new wheels. I ain't gonna lie to y'all. They are kind of fresh, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? So originally I got a non-judged car show ticket just because, you know, I didn't want to be here all day. I got the kiddo with me. If he gets tired, I wanted to be able to go home. I'm supposed to be over there on that side of the gate. Well, I guess whoever was parking people were like, is this non-judged? And I was like, yeah. And he was like, actually follow me. And I mean, now I'm over here with some souped up cars. Honestly, I don't know why I'm in this section. I mean, I have faith in my car. I know it's pretty clean, you know what I'm saying? But these cars are like on another level. But I am happy that I got moved over here. The car will get a lot more exposure this way. And I just put the wheels on yesterday, so why not show them off, you know? All right, so we were gonna go watch the drag racing, but it looks like they stopped for a little bit. So we're gonna go ahead and look at some cars. You like that one? Dang. I remember this F82 from last year. Look at the whole front bumper is carbon. The fenders are carbon. Insane too, and that's obviously custom too. I don't know if you guys can tell, but it's like black and blue in there. That's fire. We got another F82 right over here. I think I'm the only F80 here, to be honest. We got the Laptor front lip on it. I don't think I've ever seen one in person until now. The thing is super clean. He got the center caps, so I might need to get some of those. Don't look too bad. What y'all think? Y'all like the raised wheels with the center caps, or y'all prefer it without? And then he's got a super fat wing back here. He or she, we don't discriminate. They double winged up. Yeah, damn. Not a fan of the big wing, but hey, to each their own. His fitment's on point though. You like that one with the skateboard? Okay, okay. That little thing is kind of clean, shit. You gonna be a Honda boy, Alakai? Yeah. Hey, Honda boy it is. And this is the only G series that I've seen out here so far. Got them carbon bucket seats. Steering wheel got carbon on that too. Jesus Christ, this thing is clean. Hey, whose F80 is that? They would park me right next to the trash can, man. That's kind of f***ed up. This is Enzo's car. So this is actually, the guy that owns this car is the one that wrapped my 340 blue. And he does wraps here in Vegas, Enzo Auto Wrap. Check him out. I'll put his Instagram right here. But he does a phenomenal job on his wraps. I mean, you definitely get what you pay for, because I've seen some pretty bad wrap jobs, and on my 340 and on his car and all the cars that I've seen him wrap, there is like no flaws at all. Okay, it's a super clean E46 right here. I love the color. I don't know, it looks black almost, but it's like dark green, I want to say. In the sun you can kind of tell. It might be hard to tell on camera, but it's like a dark green. And obviously he's on air. Yeah, it's a clean build. Let me see the cars that you got. Okay, turn them to the side. Turn to the side. Like this. Okay, well, yeah, he got one BMW. I mean, the other one's a Mazda. RX-7, one of my dream cars. Ain't no way. All right, now we're about to go check out the drift area. moving. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50, 51, 52, 53, 54, 55, 56, 57, 58, 59, 60, 61, 62, 63, 64, 65, 66, 67, 68, 69, 70, 71, 72, 73, 74, 75, 76, 77, 78, 79, 80, 81, 82, 83, 84, 85, 86, 87, 88, 89, 90, 91, 92, 93, 94, 95, 96, 97, 98, 99, 100, 101, 102, 103, 104, 105, 106, 107, 108, 109, 110, 111, 112, 113, 114, 115, 116, 117, 118, 119, 120 All right, so we're back in the garage. I did end up ordering some wheel studs for the F80. So I actually got these from keysmotorsports.com, but they are motorsport hardware wheel studs. I definitely needed some wheel studs. One, it makes it a lot easier changing your wheel. And the other day, something happened that kind of spooked me. So the other day I was driving the F80 and I ended up hearing like this weird noise coming from the rear, what I thought was the rear passenger side. And I was like, that sounds really, really weird. And it kind of felt weird too. The car was kind of vibrating just a little bit. And I was like, it almost feels like one of my wheels is loose. So I get out the car, come to the passenger side wheel, and nothing was wrong with it. Everything looked normal. So I kept driving. The noise and the vibrations got even worse. And I was like, okay, something is definitely up. Let me check the car one more time. Even though I thought it was coming from the passenger side rear wheel, I checked all of my wheels and this is what I found. So I come back here, check this wheel, and come to find out, something look missing to you? Oh yeah, that's right. So as much as I want to sit here and say that these lug nuts are too short for the wheel, I can't quite say that because the other ones were completely fine. So yes, I was driving around with a missing lug nut and all 4 of the other ones were completely loose. If I decided to keep driving and didn't catch it when I did, I definitely would have lost that wheel and probably would have done some pretty serious damage to the F80. But nonetheless, I went ahead and tightened the bolts and then decided to order the wheel studs. So that being said, the only explanation is I probably forgot to torque down that side for whatever reason. Might have gotten distracted, whatever. Y'all can roast me in the comments, whatever. But let's go ahead and get these wheel studs on.
The world in my palm, I'm a star. I deliver my cadence. I'm serving the chips in my piss. Bringing the bread for the fam.
I'm not gonna bore you guys too much with how this works. Pretty simple, but pretty much I'm gonna use my Loctite, put it on here, and then essentially you're gonna place one of these studs in every hole where a lug would go, and then you have your wheel studs. And when you put this Loctite on, first of all you need is Loctite blue. You don't need the red one because at the end of the day, if something happens to these studs, you're gonna want to be able to get them out. And with the red Loctite, you will not be able to do that as easily.
Everything good on the side, everything coming together. New whip, no leash.
And easy as that. Let's get the wheel back on.
California on the plate. I'm out here playing for keeping.
Y'all are about to see how much easier it is to put these wheels on with the studs.
My foot on the gas with the brakes.
And they're on there. You can see the studs poking out. And it's a lot easier than trying to balance the wheel on this little hub and then getting your lugs in. Alright, so as far as convenience of putting the wheel on, it makes it a lot easier. As far as aesthetic, with these ones in particular, I'm not sure I like it too much. But that's okay. I do plan on changing the little nuts to like racing ones that come out a little bit further and kind of hide the threads of those studs a little bit better. But for right now, this will get the job done. So I'm just gonna repeat the process on all the other wheel hubs and then we'll get out of here. All right, y'all, the wheel studs are in. I went ahead and just washed the car so it's nice and clean before I show you guys. So let's get out and check them out. All right, so like I said earlier in the video, it's nothing too impressive. As you can see, these are the studs all the way around. And in here, you can see the nut. Now I did want to get a racing style nut. I'm sure you've seen them on tuner cars before, where it kind of comes out and just covers the bolt a little better, kind of dresses it up a little bit. But going all the way around, they look really, really good. So now that all the bolts are black, I might actually paint the wheel hub black as well, because now if this is black, it'll kind of match the bolts and it'll all come together. Once again, not a mod that you really get for aesthetics or for looks, but definitely worth it for convenience of changing your wheels. Anyone that works on your own car, you know how much of a pain it is to change the wheels on your F30, F80, whatever the case is. BMWs in general, they only have that little lip, and even then it's still hard to try to get your wheel up there and balance on that little lip before you can get your lug nuts in. Because once you have the wheel studs in, they're pretty much good for any size wheel. If you're running spacer, you might want to buy a little bit longer length of a wheel stud, but me personally, I went with the shortest one that they had because I don't run wheel spacers, and honestly they fit perfectly. I don't know if you guys remember on my 340, but I didn't know too much about wheel studs, and I actually got some really long bolts and they were kind of hanging out of my wheel just a little bit. Not the most attractive look, but you live and you learn. Once again, huge shout out to Keys Motorsports. They're actually the ones that I bought these wheel studs from, but the wheel studs themselves are motorsport hardware wheel studs, so shout out to them as well. But just like that, guys, that wraps up today's video. If you're not already subscribed to the channel, please consider subscribing. And if you like this video or it helped you out in any way, smash that thumbs up button. It helps me out tremendously in the channel. And as always, Matwire fam, remember your goals and don't stop until you reach them.
See me flex, yes, I got my foot on their neck. I'm out with a squad to the death. Young nigga get to the check.